You are now listening to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
My name is DJ Vince Adams. I absolutely appreciate what the Chicago Clubhouse crew is doing for the city of Chicago.
Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Varian, a.k.a. B Twice.
What up? This is Rasheed Davis, former Chicago Bear wide receiver.
Hey, my name is Lemuel Stinson, a.k.a. Lemonhead, formerly of the Chicago Bears.
What's up? My name is C.J. Watson, former Bulls guard and bench bomb creator.
This is two-time six-man all-star baller Ricky Deuces Pierce.
What's up, people? This is Chicago radio legend Rick Party, the voice you hear everywhere.
My name is Pee-wee from the movie House Party.
This is Megan Martinez from the Good and Plenty podcast.
Hey, this is Bubba Ball from the Shits podcast.
Hey, this is Nika from One Shot Wellness, repping from the ATL, dropping some drips on that Chi-Town Clubhouse podcast.
This is Sherry, and you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
You're now rocking with Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
Where they think they know everything.
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 But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit. But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But honestly, they don't know shit.
Hey, I smell something. I smell podcast. The Chicago Clubhouse Podcast Show.
They really don't know shit.
You already know what time it is.
You see this Eddie Jackson jersey right here? Take this.
This dude literally just took my soul.
So I didn't like playing with Brett Favre at all.
You could have waited until the draft if you wanted to look at another quarterback. You didn't have to sign Andy Dalton, who is really nothing but a backup.
Evander Holyfield is 58 years old. What you want to fight a 58-year-old man?
But man, he wants to keep fighting.
Because he want to fight him. Okay, it's an exhibition.
But yeah, it's an exhibition because,
this ain't Drago and Apollo Creed, man. Ain't nobody about to
man, Martin and Tommy Hearns was an exhibition. You saw what happened to Martin.
This could hurt.
Thanks, Hayden. Nothing but the best.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, bro, tough for real, man.
Yeah, man. He like tougher than some grown folks I know, man.
That as a coach, your job is to give your players the best opportunity to have success.
Michael Jordan, when he came back at LeBron James' age, he was a straight up nothing.
That is blasphemy on his computer right now.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. Without Dennis Rodman, I couldn't see them winning like they did those second three championships. I can't see it.
I agree.
And now I'm the voice of SportsCenter on ESPN. Now on SportsCenter. Tonight, LeBron James. And whatever.
Do you guys really coach how exactly to tackle correctly? Because I see it almost a week now. People cannot tackle like they did whenever you guys played. But do you guys practice tackling at all?
Welcome back to the podcast where we think we know everything, but we don't know shit. But today we got a guest who thinks he knows a lot of shit. Actually, he does about the NFL, and but he don't really know shit about the Bears. But we're gonna talk to him today a little bit, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna talk about his time at Simeon briefly. Then we'll talk about his time at Boston College. Actually, he knows a couple people that are actually big names in the NFL. Brian Flores, for one, which was his roommate at Boston College. And the big one, Ryan Poles, who is the general manager for the Bears, we all know. I don't know what that relationship is like, but we could definitely ask. And by the way, he's a Tom Brady fan, so we ain't gonna talk too much about Tom Brady. We ain't gonna talk too much about that motherfucker. But yeah, so I'm bringing my All-Star team. I got on my Moore shirt today, so I'm definitely representing, but I'm not drinking. I'm trying not to drink this week. Fucked up though because I had a drink yesterday because I was barbecuing. You know when it get a little bit nice outside, you know black folks, man, we gonna barbecue. It get 50 degrees, we gonna barbecue. So I barbecued and I drank and I broke my own damn rule. So anyway, enough about that. I'm bringing my All-Star team. First up, my man, the Staten Man, who knows every single stat from the 80s and 90s, basketball and football. My man, JB. JB. What up with you? What? Damn, man, you got to rub it in, huh? You got the pinky up, too? Oh, you double fisting? You just rubbing this in. You totally rubbing. What you sipping on, man?
What's up, T? A little Jim Beam, double oak. And then shout out to the fam, Terramana tequila.
I'm hurting right now. I'm hurting, man. I want to drink, but
hey, I don't want to yourself. I'm no judgment.
Man, you know what? I almost had to stop going to classes. So I had to stop drinking, man. I had to stop it. I've been clean for a day now, you know, because yesterday I had that drink. But before that, I was actually clean for a week. Clap it up for me. A week. A week.
On purpose.
Right. Well, let me bring in the other part of the All-Star team. My man, Foul Mouth C.
What up, fellas?
Foul Mouth. What's going on, man? Looking like Mr. Peabody with the glasses.
I can't see you.
You can't see me?
What's going on, man?
Hey, nothing much. I'm laughing at you talking about you barbecuing in 50-degree weather and shit.
Yeah, hey, man. You know us. We getting outside. 50 degrees. Yeah, that's a little bit chilly, but still, we getting outside. We barbecuing, man.
Man, you talking about your little drinking thing. Hey, even a small step is a step.
Small steps. Yes. Baby steps. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, man. So what's with the glasses today? You trying to see what's going on in Japan?
Yeah, man. Gotta see. Gotta see. I gotta look into the future, man.
Shit, man. Don't be trying to undress me with your glasses, man.
Oh, Lord.
But hey, so we're gonna bring in our guest, man. He's a former wide receiver for the St. Louis Rams and the Tennessee Titans, and a huge Tom Brady fan, which we are not going to talk about today. And he doesn't know that much about the Bears, but we are about to baptize him. So let us bring him in, Mr. Dedrick DeWalt.
Hey, look, man. I know everything all Chicago Bears. I just want to let you know that, man.
I'm about to say, when did you say
you don't know nothing about the Bears? Just because I choose not to talk about the Bears, don't mean I don't know about the Bears. See, I just see all my guys are Bear fans, man. So I got to show y'all the proper respect. That's all.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
All
but see, here's the caveat to it all. When Tom Brady retired, man, I was coming back home. You know, my fellow alumni. You know, he runs the Bears now, so I got to come back home. But then, you know, Tom made the announcement, man. So he said, "D, we got to go back."
He had to jump right back on the bandwagon.
We got to go back to it,
man. So you was a Bears fan for 2 weeks, man. Look at God.
Hey, man, look.
Look at God.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Look, I'm not saying this just because he's an alumni, man, but I really like what he's doing with the Bears, man. He's creating cap. Yeah, he created over $120 million in cap space for the next 2 years. Like, man, that's because at this point, this is the most critical time for the Bears because you have to win when your quarterback is on a rookie's contract. That's when you have to win because that way you can allocate money to other positions. But if Justin Fields, I believe that's his name, Justin Fields, if he's what we think he is, he's going to command some money.
Yeah, you're right. It's those great value players, man. We getting those great value players and saving money.
Do we want to dig into this right now, or do we want to come back?
We'll come back to it, man. Let's start with the Simeon days, the Simeon Wolverines.
Oh man, that's where it all started, man. Anytime you ride down Vincennes, you know the first school that you would think of is Simeon. Have some other great high schools going down Vincennes. You have Morgan Park, you have Julian, but everyone knows who runs the Vincennes, and that's the Simeon Wolverines.
Simeon runs Vincennes.
Yeah, we run Vincennes, man. Everybody else down Vincennes, I'm our little brothers and little sisters, man. Morgan Park, our little brothers. Julian, our little brothers. I mean, we the high school champions, man. We got the most triple crowns in the city. I know city
most pro athletes.
Yeah, the most pro athletes. But it goes on from there, man. The Simeon is kind of where it all started for me, man. I learned from a great legendary coach in Al Scott. He taught me everything about discipline, hard work, and just being overall an adult, teaching us how to be adults. For a lot of us that didn't have fathers in the home, he was definitely a father figure for us all. And he taught us the right way. And the discipline, the hard work, and all that other stuff, man, it just carried me over into my college days and from college on to, my little short stint in the NFL as well. And I carry that stuff over to today. You know what I mean? Those same tools, those same philosophies, I teach as well at Lane Tech as being the head football coach there at Lane Tech. It carries, it travels, and it goes from generation to generation. The discipline, the hard work. I mean, I know in today's world, man, we in the instant gratification world, man, but that stuff travels, man. That stuff travels from generation to generation, and it carries. It carries. Your character is everything the character is the only thing that you have. And what better way to build character than consistency, hard work, and discipline?
Right.
Absolutely. So, D, let me ask you this: as far as your coaching philosophy, do you take a lot of Coach Scott's mannerisms and his philosophies into this new generation? Because obviously you had a foundation in success, but that old school teaching, how does that translate into the younger generation?
You have to be able to mix it up. You can't just go full old school because the new generation, they can't take it. So you have to be able to be a chameleon, so to speak. Mm-hmm. You have to know who you're coaching. You have to know your kids very well. You got to know what makes them tick. You got to know what makes them go off. You got to know what makes them, you got to have those different tools to be able to push them in a different way. You know what I mean? Like those days of discipline for us, those 100 yards of bear crawls. You had that 500 yards worth of bear crawls. You can't do that with these kids now. They'll quit on you. They'll quit. They won't come back to your program. So you have to find different ways to tap into them. You know what I mean? So that's something that I'm still learning to do because I am kind of old school. But that's why it's kind of good to hire younger coaches onto your staff that can kind of sort of relate to the kids that you are coaching. Some kids can take it. Most can't. So you have to be able to go 50-50 with it, be able to have those same disciplines, those same rules, consistency, hard work, and things like that. But you definitely have to be able to relate to today's generation or you're losing.
Has that been kind of troublesome for you? Because I know we come from that generation. Me and you have talked for years, but we look for a certain gumption in a kid to know that, hey, you can do this on the next level and even possibly a level after that. Is that something that's taught nowadays, or now it's more or less if you either got it or you don't?
Right now it's more you either have it or you don't. Because like I said, we living in an instant gratification world where these kids, you push them too hard, they'll leave your program, they'll go to another program. So, it used to be a struggle for me at first. But the biggest teacher is life. The biggest teacher is life. So the only thing they can do is give them the tools. Hopefully they'll take the tools that you give them. But if they don't take them, then life will teach them. Life will teach them. And in the game of football, more than any sport, equates to life more than any sport that I believe. You know what I mean? You're going to get knocked down. You got to get back up. You got to keep pushing. You're going to get hurt. You got to keep pushing. You're not going to feel your best some days. You still got to go out there and practice, have this 2 or 3 hour practice. So that's the same thing in life. You get up early in the morning. You don't feel like going to work, but you have to go to work because you got to provide for your family. So, et cetera. So it's the same thing with football, man. And, like some kids will get it. Some don't. You just try to reach as many as you can. And you just try to show them by example, like there's something greater that comes behind this football thing if you just do it the right way.
So then you're more than a football coach. You're like a life coach for the kids. And that's good because like you were alluding to earlier, a lot of them need that. Like if they don't have a father in the home or they need that male guidance, at least you can do that. You can provide that for them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, man. It's like, I have 140 sons, and you literally have 140 sons, man, because the most powerful word to me in the school is coach. It's not the principal. It's the coach, coach. And because it's so many hats that we have to wear, man. We have to be coaches. We have to be therapists. Sometimes we have to be there financially. Sometimes you have to be that coach to go out there and get kids out of jail. You the one getting those calls late at night. Those college recruiters calling you, want to speak on the kid. These kids want you to go to actual college visits with them versus their own parents. So you have to be able to be there, and that's the thing. It's the trust. It's the trust.
You said go get kids out of jail. You had to do that before?
Yes, in my past I have. Wow. Yeah. I mean,
I know you're pretty old. I know you're pretty old school, just like all three of us, or all four of us on this podcast right now. How is it? How are you feeling adjusting to that role? Because, like you said, most of these kids nowadays, they're sort of entitled, privileged. That's how society is making them. And I know sometimes you got to catch yourself. So what is it? Is there something that you say, or is there something that you do to remind yourself that you got to sort of push back on what it is that you're saying or what it is that you're doing, so you won't really agitate the kids as much?
Well, I don't worry about agitating the kids at all. That's something I don't. Once we get to the point of, as adults, worrying about agitating kids, then we doing something wrong. So I don't worry about agitating kids at all. I'm going to teach them the right way. And that's just me giving them the proper tools, to be successful, man. But at the same time, we have to realize that they're kids. We living in an instant gratification world now, where social media is taking over everything. And that's just, we have to adjust. We can't be so much in a dinosaur age where we do lose kids, because the adjustment is we have to make an adjustment too, especially if we want to deal and interact with the youth of today. Like, we can't say that I want to, because if I don't want to adjust, I shouldn't coach. You know what I mean? I have to have the ability to adjust. So I want to coach. It's something that I love to do. So I have to be able to kind of meet them halfway as well. I'm not going to go out there and let them make them make a fool of themselves. But I will allow you to be a kid as well. And that's what this is about as well.
So you're not pacifying growth by no means. What you're doing is you're giving them the ability to grow in the world that you have, but still sprinkling a little old school structural foundations to make sure they stay on the right path.
That's it. And I just use that through football. You know what I mean? Football, that's how we use it through football. And after that, man, it's just like, once they leave your presence, man, we got to realize that a lot of these kids take care of themselves anyway. Well, it's a lot of these kids ain't even scared of their own fathers. So what makes you think they finna be scared of you?
Right.
So the best thing that I try for me, you know what I mean, is that I make them respect me first. So I have the respect. So once I have the respect, then I can get through you. I can get to you any way I want to get to you. Meanwhile, while letting you be yourself as an individual.
And I think that's a good segue because you have been to that next stop that they're looking forward to by going to Boston College. Back in my day, your day, that was Big East back in the day. That was some good football back then too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So tell us a little bit about that journey, man. Like what made you, coming from Simeon, what made you choose Boston College? Because I'm thinking, obviously U of I, I'm thinking the U. I'm thinking, around that time, Vatech, was getting hot. Yeah. Frank Beamer and them boys was down there rolling.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of funny because I was this close to being down at Michigan State with you. I was this close. And I would tell you what stopped me, right? I would tell you what stopped me. Me and Ivory McCoy, we took a visit.
I know Ivory, yeah.
We took a visit down to Michigan State. And that's when Nick Saban was the coach there.
Yep.
So Nick Saban set us both in his office. He told Ivory, like, you know what? I'm finna offer both of you. But these are the positions that I want you to play. Ivory, I want you to play tight end and defensive end. He's like, Dedrick, I want you to play cornerback. Nah, I wasn't a cornerback. I wasn't a cornerback. But the crazy part about it, a lot of people don't realize about me. I was an all-state defensive back in high school. I was a better defensive back. I was a better defensive back in high school than I was a receiver.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that. a lot of people don't know that. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Michigan State, Colorado, I want to say Southern Illinois, but they was out of the question. I was at that time.
So there was like 1AA back then, right?
Yeah, it was like 1AA, but I had bigger schools after me back then. So Colorado, Michigan State, Iowa, they wanted me to play defensive back. Boston College was like, hey, look, you come here, we let you play receiver. All right, cool, let's go. Then at that time, I was like, okay, they're in the Big East. They playing Notre Dame. They playing Miami. They playing Big Tech. I'm like, yeah. And it was like every game, for some reason, every game they had was on national TV. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and go here. So I get out of Boston College. And sure as you know, I'm in the defensive back room.
Oh,
I'm in the room with the defensive backs. Like, okay, what are we doing here, right? So, all right, cool. I'm like, all right, I'm already here now. I done drove down here. I'm already sold in. So I'm like, okay, cool. So my freshman year, I redshirted. I redshirted my freshman year. So I'm on scout team. I'm playing defensive back. I'm playing wide receiver, defensive back, wide receiver. And I'm killing at both. They can't nobody get open on me on defense and on offense. I was just killing them. So Matt Hasselbeck, he went to the coach. He was like, hey, we need to have him on offense on practices. And that's when it just took off from there. Matt
Hasselbeck, he class of 97?
He's 98, class of 98.
Okay.
Yeah, I only played 1 year with Matt. I played 3 years with his younger brother, Tim.
Okay, right. That's what I'm thinking of, Tim.
Okay.
So that's how that went down at Boston College, man. And from there, it just kind of took off, man. Like my confidence, grew. I got bigger, I got faster. And the athletes that I saw that I played against, it was a confidence builder in itself. Like these guys that you was watching on TV, like, my freshman year, my red shirt freshman year, I'm in the Carrier Dome playing against Donovan McNabb, Dwight Freeman, you know what I'm saying? The Santana Mosses, the Jeremy Shockeys, the Clint Portis, the Ezra and James. I played against them all, man. Michael Vick. Wow. I think I just posted something on my Facebook page of him running all over us, at BC.
Matter of fact, that's one of those. You set a record that game for the longest reception, right?
Yeah, I did. I said it. Yeah, I did. That's
97 yards, right?
98.
That was on TV. TV.
Yeah, so that was that record still stands today. So nobody has caught that record yet. So that's I think that's Mike Vick's sophomore year when they went to the championship game. Yeah. So that year I had a really good game against them, man. They was like number 2 in the country, and they lost to Florida State in the national championship where they had Peter Ward. With Peter Ward, sliced them up, man. So, like I tell people, like I don't talk about it much, man, but I don't play it against them. I don't play it against some dogs, man. I don't win against them all. Like,
for those that know the game, man, anytime we go to school, we was just new with technology. So we used to look at the old school newspaper. Mm-hmm. And you remember we used to have Preps Plus in the high school section. Yeah. And you'd be like, man, anytime you was away, you look to see who was doing stuff good at the crib. Yeah. Like, oh man, folks in the crib killing. Like all of them killing. And then I remember Leroy McFadden. What's my man that hit a little bit before us? Went down to the U of I. Simeon Rice.
Rice. Yep.
Yeah, like all them guys. Antoine Patton. Back to back. You know, Randall L came out down there at Indiana.
Doing the Indiana.
Like,
I mean, Ty Streets at Michigan.
It's Michigan.
Did you play at the same time Michael Vick played?
What's that again?
Did you play at the same time that Michael Vick played?
Yeah, I played against him. Yeah.
That was the game.
Were you faster than him?
It was like,
huh?
Were you faster than him?
No, I wasn't fast as Michael. I was fast, man. I was fast. Like the fastest 40 I was clocked at was a 4.29, but I was consistently around I was consistently around 4.3, 4.35 mid range. That dude there was 4.1s, 4.2s. Like people don't understand how fast that dude is. Like Miami has always had a better team than VTech, but they couldn't tackle that dude, man. They couldn't tackle him. With all the Ed Reeds and all them guys, they couldn't catch him. That's why VTech used to murder him. Because they couldn't tackle that dude, man. You couldn't catch him. You couldn't catch him. Then his arm
person to catch.
Like, dude, then standing still, and I'm not exaggerating, standing still, he can throw an 80-yard pass standing still.
Ooh. Jeez.
He was all of 5'10", 5'11". Like me and Mike Vick probably looking eye to eye. He might be a couple of inches taller than me, but he's not 6'0". I know they got him listed like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
He's not nowhere near.
That was just a different breed, man. But like just being on that stage, and it's like, man, it's the Mike Vick show. Hold on. Homie from the shot, just bust y'all over the top, eat real easy.
See, the one thing that my coach loved about me was that I did have that Chicago toughness, man. Like I wasn't scared of nobody. You know what I mean? Like I had goals. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was from Chicago. Like, dude, y'all from Miami. Like, y'all from Florida. Like, y'all got good weather all year round and probably live in the suburbs. And dude, I'm dodging bullets getting to high school every day. Like it's like
can't go to the store, can't go to the theater.
Like we different. Then it was just like, you know, then you just get to see stuff like, you know, you go to Notre Dame, man, you in that legendary stadium, and you like, this is where I belong. Then you know, once I realized I belong there, that's when it's because you know when you get there, it's like, you know, do I really belong on the same field as these dudes? It's like, yeah, you do. You do belong. And once you get that belief that you do belong, man, then it just kind of took off from me from there. And I just got better and better every year. And you know, that's how my career was at Boston College, man. It was fun. You played against the best. You was on NASDAQ. And the great thing about it is that my mother got to see me play every week.
Amen to that. Yep.
She got to see me play every week. Like she didn't have to come to Boston. Like my family and my friends got to see me play every single week, because in the Big East, man, like no lie, it was like about 9 teams, like 7 of us was ranked.
Mm-hmm.
So all our games was televised. Like West Virginia was ranked, Pittsburgh was ranked, Notre Dame, we playing Stanford, like every week. It's like it was showtime.
Y'all was all ABC, NBC, or ESPN2. Y'all was always on.
Yeah, it was time to roll, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was.
So 20 collegiate touchdowns later, though, I got to ask you, aside from that 98-yarder, what was your favorite one? I was thinking it was one of your returns.
Yeah, I had a punt return versus Notre Dame and at Notre Dame Stadium. That was my favorite. That was my favorite moment
on YouTube, I think.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Huh?
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Show that.
Yeah, that was my. Now that one on the YouTube, I got to put that one. I got June, but making me some more stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff that's missing.
Okay.
Oh, you said that one is not?
No, I got a lot of stuff.
Punt return.
Yeah, no, that wasn't against.
I just remember watching it.
Yeah, that was against another team that I had a punt return for a touchdown.
Okay.
Like I mean, total like the 21 touchdowns was just me receiving touchdowns. I had about 27 total touchdowns because I had about 6 returns for touchdowns as well. But that was my biggest moment. Going back to your point, JB, is that because that was the first game that my mom was able to attend.
Mm-hmm.
She drove up to Notre Dame. Well, my family was able to come up to Notre Dame. Like, my family wasn't really able to get to Boston, financially and stuff like that. Right. But they was able to make that hour and 45-minute drive to come see me at Notre Dame, man, which was a good thing. And we got the W that day too. So it was a pretty special moment, man. Like, then that, you have the VTech moment. I had over 150 some yards against the number 2 team in the country at the time against VTech. But it was nothing like that punt return in Notre Dame.
Speak on it.
So I was
we go into the NFL.
Yeah.
And you caught on was St. Louis first? St. Louis was first, right?
No, it was Tennessee. I caught on with Tennessee first.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how was that experience?
Man, like when you say something like surreal, that was surreal, man. Because the first person I saw when I walked in the locker room was Javon Curse. I said, this is the biggest dude I ever seen in my life. And he was skinny. I said, why? I said, I don't know how the hell I'm finna make it on this team, but I'm finna do what I gotta do. Then you got Javon Curse come in. Then you got Eddie George. I said, these dudes just keep growing. I said, this dude is the biggest running back I ever seen. Like, God, he's 6'5", 240. Then Steve McNair walk in. He's bigger than both of them. God damn. But it's just like it was surreal, man, because these are guys that you grew up as kids watching. And it's that belief thing of you wanting to belong, right?
Right.
You have to prove to them that you belong. The first couple of days there, you just really like them. You just sitting there observing. You just watching people play. You see Kevin Dyson, you see Derek Mason. You just watching. You just sitting there. You see the other draft picks. I think Albert Haynesworth was that number 1 draft pick that year that I got drafted by him.
You was 01, right?
That was 01. Yeah, he was their number.
Right, that was like him. Another receiver, is it McCarron? Somebody McCarron?
Justin McCarron. He went to Northern Illinois. He went to Mark Palmer. Yeah. So
shout out Mark Palmer.
Yeah. So, you just sitting there watching like these dudes really ain't that good.
Mm-hmm.
Like these dudes, like they're the pros, they getting paid, but you're like, that's just a regular slant. I can do that. That's just a regular out route. I can do that. That shit regular too. Did you realize like these dudes are just human, just like you are? Like Steve McNair wasn't human. He wasn't human. He wasn't human. Javon Curse.
I've heard stories.
Javon Curse wasn't human either. You know what I mean? But for the most part, man, it's the one thing that I can say about being there in Tennessee is that they embraced all the rookies. They made all.
Was that still Fisher?
Yeah, Jeff Fisher was still there.
Okay.
He embraced all the rookies. So they embraced all the rookies. They made us all feel comfortable. They studied playbooks with us, like Kevin Dyson and Derek Mason. They actually study the plays with us. Now you're not going to get that. That's not too common. Like they think you coming there for their job, so they're not going to be helping nobody. But they helped us out all, man. So we knew our plays. We knew what we were supposed to do. Then we got to the practice field, man, and it was just like, I was out there doing my thing, man. Like I was comfortable. I was running, had good route recognition. I was catching the ball. Like no lie, with the one thing I can say about the NFL, right? Everybody can catch. It's no drop balls in practice. It's like the first person who blinks their eye at practice is the first person they're gonna get cut. You drop that ball first, you getting up out of here. So we had a bunch of good practices, man. Then we got through camp. So the Grand Reaper was coming around with the playbooks and things like that. And they tapped me on my shoulder. He was like, you need to go see Coach Fisher. So I said, okay, cool, fuck. Let me go grab my book. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I know I balled down the camp. If I didn't make the team, I just didn't make the team. I, get on with somebody else. So went into his office. He was like, man, hey, congratulations. We're going to keep you on as a practice squad player.
Oh, okay.
I said, okay, cool. I said, so what that entails? I'm like, I don't know what that shit entails.
Right.
So I think he's like, man, we're going to keep you on. He's like, I like what you did in camp. You bring a lot to the team, we feel, in the future, especially with your returning ability. Because in preseason, I caught a lot of punts, kickoffs, and things like that. So that's what they was really kind of impressed with me about, was my return ability, being able to field punts. And you'll be surprised how many people in the NFL at the time couldn't field punts, just field punts. And I'm pretty sure Rasheed Davis could tell you a little bit about that, because that's where he made his mark. So he was just like, yeah, you're going to be on the practice squad. You're going to be here every day. We have the option of moving you up and down from roster to the practice squad. So by the 6th week, if we don't move you up to the roster, somebody else can claim you.
Okay.
So they didn't. The 5th week, they knew the St. Louis Rams wanted to claim me, so they put me on the 53-man roster. So I was able to latch on to the roster, from there. So then the following season, practice squad again. They did the same thing again. So week 6. 53-man roster. Then the 3rd year, same thing, 53-man roster. Then I got cut. Then once they cut me from the Tennessee Titans, that's when the St. Louis Rams had signed me over with the St. Louis Rams.
See, they wanted you no matter. They was waiting.
Yeah, they was waiting. They was actually in line, because at the time, the St. Louis Rams, they love small receivers.
Right.
And me coming out of Boston College, they was actually going to grab me during the draft, but Tennessee snatched me first.
Mm-hmm.
So, but and that's just a game that has been played in the NFL. So if you're on a practice squad, another team could claim you at any time if the other team don't put you on their 53-man roster. So with the St. Louis Rams,
does that guarantee you for the remainder of the season?
Yeah. Okay. They can cut you. They could cut you at any time, but you don't go back down to the practice squad. Well, at least they didn't move me back down to the practice squad. So then with the Rams, it was just like they signed me like in the, I want to say, 4th or 5th week during the season. And, I stuck with them for the remainder of the year. And that was the most fun I ever had in the NFL playing with the St. Louis Rams, man. You still had Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Marshall Falk, and they had a ball. That's when the greatest show on turf, all that other good stuff was still kicking in, man. Detroit Edwards, they had all those guys, man. So it was a good time.
Kurt was gone at that time. That absolute dog, right?
No, Kurt was still there.
Kurt was still there?
He was still there.
Because I remember he had got hurt, and then
Mark Bolger was there because I played against him at West Virginia. Mark Bolger from West Virginia. So he was Kurt Warner's backup at the time. You know what I'm saying? Kurt, but to your memory, Kurt Warner did get hurt, and he did have to step in and play.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had a person in the chat that wanted to know, in the comment section, wanted to know, how was the transition from college to the NFL?
Speed. It's the speed. You have to be able to adjust to the speed, right? So like in college, your skill guys are pretty much the fast guys. You may have a running back here that's really fast, and maybe a linebacker here that's kind of fast. But in the NFL, you have linebackers that can foot race with wide receivers. And that's the difference. You got 6'3", 6'4" linebackers that's running 4.4s, 4.3s, and able to run down fields with receivers and able to come down and knock your head off too. So it's a different adjustment, man, because you're playing with full grown men with chips on their shoulders that have families to feed, that have millions at stake, and they're not gonna let anyone take that away from them. So it's in college, you having fun. You know, the pressure is really on the coaches in college, you know what I mean? Because you still just coaching kids, you know what I mean? But
right.
In the NFL, the pressure is on the coaches as well, but still grown men, like fully grown men, fast, strong grown men that's trying to feed their families, and they're not gonna let anybody deter them from doing that. So that's the difference, man. It's the speed, it's the game speed. That's the difference. The IQ of the players is you know, very higher than it is in college. So man, that's why the quarterback play is so instrumental in NFL versus the college level, because in the NFL, you pretty much as a quarterback in the NFL, you got to know everything that the offense is doing as well as everything what the defense is doing. And that's what makes my boy so. But we ain't gonna even go there. But go ahead. We ain't even go there.
Well, hey, that's his point too, but that's another story. But so I was gonna ask you then, with today's game, like you said, with the speed now, like who really resonates with you? I'm not even gonna put Tyreek Hill out there because I already know how you feel about that. But what you brought from BC, the Titans are a tough team, hard nosed, great old school coach. Hell, then you went on to the fun bunch, which was still all speed. Like, so who in today's game kind of resonates with you? 5'10", 4'3", who you got? Because I used to think you reminded me, you and Dante Hall for me was what for me.
Right. I like I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I like Odell Beckham, man. I like his game. I like his skill set. It's just too bad that he can't stay healthy. I like Devontae Adams, but he's 6'1", 6'2" guy. But I'm talking about as far as the smaller guys, man. I like Odell Beckham, man. I like Tyreek Hill. I just think he wouldn't be first on my list, you know what I mean, of receivers, because I think he's going to kind of get exposed in Miami.
Well, and that's what I said. That's why I didn't want to put him on there, because obviously,
but
who
would be first on your list? Who would be first?
Oh, Devontae Adams all day. That's the best receiver in football. Devontae Adams is the best receiver in football. It's not even close. He's the
Thank
best
God
receiver.
he's gone to Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's another one. I think that's another one that he's with a decent quarterback, but I think that's another one that's probably going to he's going to see the greatness of Aaron Rodgers. I'll just say that.
See, I can tell you think like how I think, because now remember that old question, who made Montana Rice, or who made Rice Montana? I think that's what we're going to kind of see. Not to say that they both don't need each other, complement each other, but we're not going to see Tyreek Hill, KC, chucking the deuces with Tua on that.
No,
we're not going to see that.
No, because and that's what a lot of people don't realize, and I know a lot of people where we go to the Cooper Kupp conversation, right? Like I don't think Cooper Kupp is what everybody says he is, because you got to understand he's a very good receiver that gets a lot of opportunities, and a good receiver that gets a lot of opportunities are going to put up numbers, right? And I was validated this week by Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey had him like number 6 of his best receivers in the NFL.
And this
is a person that goes against him every day. And I told people, I said, when Odell Beckham go to the Rams, Odell Beckham is going to be the best receiver on the Rams. See, people look at numbers and they don't actually look at the game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
was he the best receiver?
See, I'm gonna push back on that a little bit.
Yeah,
was he?
I'm gonna push back on that a little bit.
I don't think he was,
because I don't think all the time. Like people sit up there. I think sometimes they give quarterbacks a little too much credit. And then I think also that they give them a little bit too much harsh criticism too at the same time. Like Cooper Kupp, to me, that's a self-made guy. That's self-made. He wasn't no high draft pick.
Oh,
you know,
that's what you mean.
Devontae Adams.
He's self-made. Okay, yeah. He got it off the mud.
Devontae Adams, another guy. He wasn't no high draft pick. No, he wasn't no first rounder. Some guys. I mean, sometimes you gonna also see them quarterbacks. Them quarterbacks gonna end up not looking too good either.
No, I mean, and this is just me being biased. I think the only quarterback that can play with non-receivers is Tom Brady. He's proven it. I need to see if Aaron Rodgers can do it. Like Devontae Adams is going to be a big hit to him. They gonna miss each other. They gonna miss each other. But but
he got a pretty good quarterback in Carr.
David Carr,
and they played in college together. They got that chemistry.
Carr's good.
Carr's good.
Carr's good. I think Carr's very good, but he ain't Aaron Rodgers though.
Nah, he ain't Aaron Rodgers by no means.
You get to 10 before you say Derek Carr? D?
What'd you say?
Do you get to 10 before you name Derek Carr?
I don't think so. No, I don't think you get to 10 before you name Derek Carr. No, I think Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr's a top 10. I think he's a top 10 quarterback. But like I said, it's levels to it, right? Right. There's top 10, then there's Aaron Rodgers, and then there's the Tom Brady, and there's everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? So no, but is it 10 quarterbacks better than Derek Carr? No. I don't even think Derek Carr is probably the best. I think Derek Carr might be the third best quarterback in this conference.
He might be. Hey, that's a dog-ass conference.
Because I forgot.
That's a dog-ass conference.
Russell Wilson is there now, right?
He's in Denver. So Derek Carr might be the fourth best quarterback in this conference. So, I mean, but that's no slight to him. Look at the conference. He got Mahomes. You got Wilson. Then you got the kid that's in San Diego. So that's not a knock. That's not a knock to Derek Carr.
Absolutely not.
He's still a good quarterback, but I think he's going to be a lot better with Devontae Adams. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to take a step down a little bit because when you got that guy that that he's down there somewhere. Let's just let me throw it up to him, and that's what it is. So
and Aaron Rodgers don't trust people either. It's hard to get him to trust a receiver.
Yeah. So and every last one of their receivers signed somewhere else. Every last one.
That's true.
Including here, which brings me to my next point. Oh, we got a question. Go ahead. We got a question.
So our guy Frank was asking, let me ask a receiver question. You're looking at a lot of receivers coming out of this draft. Either have good speed, but not good route running, or great route runners without breakaway speed. Who would you rather sign at number 39? So basically, it's like who would be available at 39?
I got something I want to actually piggyback on what Frank's question is, and I want to ask everybody on the panel because I stood up there. We know the Bears. I drafted number 39 in the second round. So I put up a list of like 6 wide receivers, their names, height, 40 times, all that, and just trying to get you guys' opinion about what y'all really think. Like, how would they fit with the Bears, and which one of these receivers would you pick at number 39, or even possibly what's the other one they got? Is it 70 something or 80 something, whatever?
Oh, it's like 39, 40.
48.
Yeah, 48 or something like that. Yeah, whatever it is. So the first wide receiver I got up is David Bell, Purdue, 6'2", 205 pounds, runs a 4.6 40.
I love him.
And 33-inch vertical.
Mm-hmm.
I love him. I actually love it. He was number 3 for Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
He's if he's there with the Bears, like I said, I'm not, the 40 times, that's I mean,
that's for us.
Yeah, that's for us. You know what I mean? Like that, and that's why I tried to explain to people the difference between, like, the big debate right now, right, is Randy Moss versus Jerry Rice, right? And
there's no debate.
It's no debate to me. But Randy Moss run a 4.2, blah, blah, blah. There's a difference between 40 speed, then there's actual game speed. I think that kid from Purdue plays with game speed. I've seen him every game I've seen Purdue play this year. I've seen that kid get behind the defense. But I like him.
Against us in Michigan State.
Yeah, but go ahead with your list. Go ahead. I like him a lot.
Okay. So, all right. So I got him. Now, the second wide receiver that I got on the list, Jahan Dotson, Penn State. 5'11", 183, 4'4", 40 speed, and a 36-inch vertical.
I don't think he's gonna be there at 39 though.
You think he gonna go on early?
I think he's gonna be gone early because he just had a good pro day.
Yeah,
he has the numbers. He has the numbers from production. I just don't, I if he's there, I like him too. Like I like him and the kid from Purdue. But I just don't think Dotson will be there though. But Dotson, he was projected coming into the season to be a first-round pick at receiver.
Yeah, he was, but it's been so many guys that's like right now that it's good depth at that wide receiver position, but right now you got guys going up and down, all up and down that mock draft right now. You got guys that they like Traylon Burks, for example. He's supposed to have been a first rounder. You got him because they said a few scouts saying because his 40 time was so low. Well, I think he was in like a 4.6, close to a 4.5, that he's gone and dropped now, that he may be a guy that falls in the draft. JB, what you think about Jahan Dotson?
Well, for one, he's probably the best route runner in this core, in this crop. And coming from the program with Penn State, they don't really air the ball out a lot. So he got a lot of yards after the catch. He got a great yards per catch average. When I look at what's going on in the very first round, I don't see him getting past a team like the Chiefs later on. I don't see him getting past somebody like the Bills, especially now that they're looking at possibly not being able to keep Stephon Diggs financially. I see a guy like that getting swooped up by one of these better teams that have later first-round picks. Remember, all those teams that are getting these high-profile guys, those are teams that weren't very good last year.
All right.
But when you get to those teams, the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Bills, the Bengals. Oh, wow, John Doran, Bears need a real QB. We'll address that in a minute.
Oh, wow.
So I personally...
You could have kept that, dog. We got a real QB. What you talking about?
I'm a fan of Jahan Dotson. I don't see him making it past the first one.
Okay. All right. Well, we got another guy, and this is a fan favorite too. That guys are really high on the player. Guys are really high on George Pickens from Georgia, 6'3", 201, 4'4", 40.
All right, man. I'm gonna have to ban this dude. I'm gonna have to ban this dude. I don't know.
We'll address him in a minute. We'll address him in a minute.
He going hard. I like Justin Fields, man. But
we'll address that kid in a minute, John.
Yeah, we gonna talk about Justin Fields in a second too.
But I like the kid from Georgia too, Pickens.
Yeah,
I think depending on his pro day. Well, I think he probably already had his pro day, but I kind of like.
You know what? I don't.
They might have had that pro day.
I don't know. The only thing that worries me about him is that he just came off that ACL tear. I've been watching film on him. I like him, but he just seems like it's just something that's just missing about him. I don't know. Like I seen him do a lot of body catches. I mean, he's a big, strong receiver, but I think he's gonna have I don't think he has that explosiveness about him that it's gonna be hard for him to get off of press man coverage.
Well, I look at two things with him.
If he can't out-muscle him, he gonna have some problems.
Well, I look at the 50-50 balls, which Dedrick, as we know, playing ball, sometimes that is the pass. Throw it up, let your guy go get it. If he brings that Alshon Jeffrey-esque to the game, I think he has value. Plus, I mean, he comes from good stock, man. His dad, Carl Pickens, played in the league forever for the Bengals. Like, I think that would be a solid pick. But on the flip side, I'm looking like, man, we thought Riley Ridley was a solid pick. So at this point, I would think
you got
because we'll talk some of the same things we're talking about now. We talked about with Riley Ridley.
Yeah,
and It just didn't come to fruition. I could also bring up Kevin White, kind of like the same thing. Remember West Virginia Kevin White back in the day?
But that was a reach. That was a reach pick anyway, man. Like he wasn't even polished at West Virginia. He was just faster than everybody.
He was faster and he could jump high.
And bigger, shit.
Yeah,
he was big as hell.
But you know, you got to look at you got to look at the value. You got to look at the value of the pick too, right? So, I mean,
what 38 value wise? I'm sorry, 39 value wise for the Bears. Like,
you got to look at the value.
Literally becomes their first round pick.
Right.
Yeah. Another wide receiver, we got Sky Moore from Western Michigan, 5'10", 195 pounds, runs a 4.41, 34-inch vertical. He's on the smaller side. I wouldn't really suggest the Bears try to draft him because he's like another slot guy.
He's gonna be there, but no, he's a little dude, man.
Yeah.
If I'm the Bears at this point, right? We got enough speed at receiver. You need to load up on them big guys right now.
That's what I say.
You need to give Justin Fields those those blankets, right? So that's why I like the kid Bell from Purdue. And he's not a big guy. He's 6'1", 6'2", but you know, in the NFL, that's not, that's average size, not the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
But
I like his length. He's long.
Right. You know, and he got a good catch. He got a great catch radius. Mm-hmm. So I think that adds value. I think that's a good value pick at number 39 for the Bears. You know what I mean? But if I'm the Bears, I ain't stocking up on nothing but that offensive line, man.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Well, my last wide receiver is Christian Watson, North Dakota State. There's the guy I want. 6'5", 208, 4.36 40, 30-inch vertical.
Well, you got that with St. Louis.
I mean, but just because you got that in them doesn't mean that you can't use them. You still need St. Brown is the tallest receiver they got.
Yeah.
So you only got one tall wide receiver. That's it. You need another one. You tried that last year with Allen Robinson. That shit didn't work. You need a guy. There's nothing wrong with sitting up there having another guy that can sit up there that's 6'5", runs a 4.36, good route runner. Now he does have a problem with dropping a few balls. You can teach him how to catch. But you can't teach guys giving out.
There's my question for you. We already have that prototype. Why would we use that pick when we have so many other holes to fill? Because
we still don't, because that's the thing. We still don't have a quality wide receiver. All we got is 3 wide receivers. You gonna go into the season with 3 wide receivers?
I'm not saying that. We have other picks we use for a wide receiver, but you have gaping needs bigger than a wide receiver, and we already have that prototype.
Well, this is what I heard. This is what everybody wanted to do. Everybody wanted to tear the Bears down to get Justin Fields as much help as possible, right? That's what everybody wanted to do.
But you gotta
how are you not getting him a wide receiver?
So see, but
I don't think that's a need right now.
That's not that pick.
You still need tell me if you address that. Even if that's not to say that you can't get an offensive lineman. You can get an offensive lineman with the second round pick. It's not to say that you shouldn't do that. But you go into the goddamn season with 3 damn wide receivers in St. Brown, Pringle, and Mooney, you gonna fuck the boy already through the door. He's fucked. Because he ain't gonna have shit to throw it to.
Why don't you just get you some? Well, it's no right or wrong answer to it, right? Because wide receivers will help him. But the offensive line, I think, at this point, because right now you have to protect your biggest commodity.
Right.
You have to protect them, and if you can't protect your biggest commodity, which is your quarterback, it doesn't matter. Because what's going to happen is he's going to get beat up. He's going to get beat up. He's going to lose confidence. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be looking for another quarterback in the next couple of years. Because people don't be understanding, man. Like when you steady getting sacked and you getting put on your back, but you lose confidence. And the quarterback position is the one position that you can't lose confidence in. So
Absolutely not.
For me,
it's better for you if you arrogant.
Right.
So what you want to do? Do you want to spend the number 39 pick on offensive lineman and then send a second one to on an offensive lineman as well?
I think it's however you want to do it. I think if let's just say if the kid from Purdue was there at 39, I mean you have to take the best player available. I probably will take the kid from Purdue at 39 if he's there. But if I have an offensive lineman that has the same grade as this kid from Purdue, I'm probably going to take that offensive lineman. Because
I would too.
Yeah, now, let me interject that because my thought process is slightly different. You taking the best player available is one thing, but when you're addressing needs and you looking for a guy at that right guard position right now, which is what the Bears are looking at, you just don't take any rookie offensive lineman to put in that start. Because remember, had they gotten no boy Payne from Buffalo, the Bears wouldn't even be entertaining taking a lineman with that first pick. So there's Bates. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Payne. Bates. But there's no reason for them to take an offensive lineman right there. Dedrick, I am with you. If somebody is on your draft board, a Dotson, a Bates, a Watson, a Pickens, if they're there, you have to compare that with who else you have on your list of other positions grade-wise if you're there. Because right now, if David Bell has your grade of 6 and Jaquan Brisker's there at strong safety who has your grade of 6.5,
you got to go with the 6.5.
I'm gonna take Brisker. I'm gonna take all day because it's a position of need, and that's an impactful position that's going to start right away.
Then you got to look at
David Bell does not mean he's going to start right away.
But then you got to look at the position too, the history of the position, right? You can draft a receiver in the 7th round and still get overall good production. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, receiver is one of those positions, man, that is truly a dime a dozen. Like running backs. Running backs a dime a dozen. Like for me, if I was a GM, I would never take a running back first round. For what? For what? We'll take a running back.
Wide receivers ain't a dime a dozen. Now if you want a damn top notch one, there ain't no damn dime a dozen.
Man, look at Cooper Kupp was a 6th round pick.
He was.
Devontae Adams was a 6th round pick.
They were. That's two guys you're talking about.
Jerry Rice was a 6th round pick.
It's especially in today's football, everything is so system based. Everything is so system based, right?
But you looking at, but like you sit up there and said earlier, look who's throwing them the ball. Who's getting it to them? See, that's the thing. We got a young quarterback. We don't have a seasoned guy like a Rodgers or like a Stafford. We got a rookie quarterback. And like you said earlier, the best thing you want to do, you want to make sure that he has confidence. You don't want him to lose that confidence. And if you're not getting him the weapons that he needs, he's going to lose that shit. He just went through some shit with Nagy. God damn, that was probably the most terrible shit show I've ever seen in my fucking life. So he's going to need something.
But what we're saying is proof has shown you can get that top-notch receiver in later rounds.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what you don't get in the later rounds? A starting left tackle. You don't get no 6th round starting left tackle. You don't get that.
You probably ain't gonna even get that left tackle in the 2nd round, to be honest with you.
My point being, if you're not addressing what's immediately in front of you, right? And then two, like Dedrick alluded to earlier, all this money that you have next year, you can really address multiple positions at that time. They're not trying to win this year. Anybody trying to win
you're going to have to do something.
You're not knowing football.
You're going to have to do something this year. But the thing is this, you're going to have to do something because you don't want to sit up there and mess up your young quarterback. You don't want to fuck up his confidence. He's the most important player on your squad right now.
And your most important commodity you have to protect. Receivers are not protecting them.
No,
you need an offensive line to protect them.
And the receivers that you have.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. Well, you fucked up already because you ain't really give them no goddamn protection and you ain't brought in nobody that's going to help them offensively.
No, I think come on now. What he did with Mooney last year in limited time, he's got a better offensive line now than he had last year. We could all agree to that, right?
I don't know. I tell you the truth, I can't even tell you because the two guys that they drafted last year, we really didn't get to see. They lost their starting right guard. They still got the same goddamn center. Well, they just got a new guy, so hopefully he pans out. They still got Cody Whitehair at left guard, and then we don't know what the hell they're gonna do at left tackle. So right now, I can't even say that their line is even better than it was last year because you don't know what you have. You got a bunch of unknowns.
I think Tevin Jenkins and Larry Borum are interchangeable right or left. Cody Whitehair, he gonna stay left. You got a true center, which means Mustapher goes to the back. Thank God. That right guard is what's going to be
God, man.
But you can pick up remember, we're going into the third round of free agency. It's going to be some people that didn't get that check in. It's going to be like, man, like outside for 1 year 6, outside for I wanted 16, but I'll take 6.
Receivers coming dime a dozen, man.
I'm talking about the O-line, Dedrick, not the receivers.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The O-line is the O-line right now. If I'm Ryan Poles, the only thing I'm looking at right now is O-line and D-line. That's the only thing.
You can speak to that because you know the brother. So of course, him being an O-lineman, correct me if I'm wrong, he's going to take that in high regard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind grabbing the old lineman. I just can't do it with both of them. You do that, you gonna fuck your quarterback because what are you gonna throw it to? Mooney? What happened when they double team him? Who are you gonna get the ball to?
I mean, what happened?
Jesper Horsted back to the team.
Who?
Jesper Horsted.
Nah, I'm not relying on Jesper. I like Jesper, but I'm not sitting up there relying on Jesper to save Fields' ass out there.
That's one of his favorite targets.
But he ain't got shit to throw it to. We haven't seen Jesper Horsted go through a full season. We haven't seen him sit up there be able to contribute. We've seen little spurts here and there, but we haven't seen anything.
I'll say this. I really think that this system is going to be more 50-50 run pass. It's not going to be the Nagy 70-25 and then trick plays the other 5%. And Byron Pringle, who I'm not a huge fan of, but they got him here for a reason because Pohl saw something in him in KC that he thought could help Justin out.
But you got to look at the head coach that you're bringing in too, and where he comes from.
Well, there you go.
He comes from a heavy run-oriented team, and he had defensive coordinator. And most defensive coordinators want to, instill the run game,
and they're gonna slow the game down.
They're gonna slow the game down. So you got to look at it from that standpoint too. I don't foresee Justin Fields throwing the ball 25, 30 times a game. I don't foresee that. I don't foresee that in his future anytime soon until maybe 2 or 3 years from now. Because right now
I say 16 to 20 times, but if they're in a close game shootout, then maybe he'll 25 times.
Yeah.
I don't know. You better hope something happens because goddamn it. That line stalled.
I want to know, Dedrick, from you. I want to know more about this policy game that people have to play because now you said something. If everybody was listening, most receivers in that room look at rookies as threats. They don't look at y'all like inviting you into that brotherhood. So now you got Byron Pringle on a prove-it deal. You got St. Brown on a prove-it deal. Like you said, they need to make their money. They need to, get their family straight. They can't afford not to get on the field and perform if they draft a David Bell, if they draft a Watson or a Pickens. So you got guys that are familiar with the GM and the OC that are looking to produce. That means something in my estimation because now if I draft you right now, I ain't drafting you to come in here and shine my shoes. You're a threat. Right.
I mean, especially when especially in the game of the NFL, man, when you sign those 1-year deals, man, you basically on a prove-it deal. So you're either going to produce or they're getting you up out of there, or if you produce, they'll sign you on to another contract. And basically they sign to those 1-year deals so you can be stopgaps for the rookies that they are drafting. So they basically want to use you to kind of mentor those guys, to mentor those rookies, to get them ready to play for the next year. That's pretty much really your only role is when you sign those 1-year deals, to build a team or whatnot. You there, to mentor and get the kids ready to play for the following year.
And I think that's more of the reason why I say Poles picked those dudes. He could have went heavy in the draft. He could have went, I'm sorry, in the free agency. He could have went after Juju. He could have went after, Zay Jones. It's plenty of people he could have went after. He could take Landry right now. But why? It's no need to. It's no point.
Because they're not trying to win right now. That's what people need to understand. It's not win right now for the Bears. That's why he created all this cap space for the next couple of years. So when Justin Fields is ready to take that next step, then that's when he's going to open up that wallet. And that's when he's going to get those Pro Bowlers to come in and sign. That's when he's going to sign that Pro Bowl left tackle. That's when he's going to sign that number one receiver. When Justin Fields is ready, because believe it or not, Justin Fields need to prove himself as well. I'll just leave it at that.
I agree, because to me, this is his rookie year. He wasn't featured last year. He was thrown into the fray because the man upstairs said, hey, we paying this rookie, we drafted him, play him. Matt Nagy's system wasn't geared towards what Justin Fields does. He didn't even take reps with the number ones until what, week 2?
Now here's what I'm saying. I don't think the man upstairs is 100% with Justin Fields.
Okay,
right.
I can see where you're going with that.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm not divulging too much.
You got to prove that I didn't make a mistake.
But that's not his mistake. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, he didn't draft Justin Fields,
right?
So
Justin Fields is his guy,
right. So he still got to prove that I'm gonna be my guy. Like, he still got to prove to that man too, like, I'm worthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm worthy to be in this quarterback here with the Chicago Bears. Like, that ain't no for sure.
And see, that never came.
Well, see, the thing is this also, like you said earlier, you better do something to get them in.
And I'm not telling you, you know what I'm saying, what I'm thinking. I'm telling you what I know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of
where you better do something to sit up there to find out if he is. Don't sit on your ass and give him a bunch of bullshit out there and say he ain't the motherfucking man. You better get him something to at least see.
But at that point, it's like, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, what you gonna do? So
he said a lot of great things about Justin Fields. He said it, but is that really what he's supposed to do?
I mean,
right
but
absolutely. I mean, it ain't like you got another quarterback that's waiting to play. So
we get Trevor Simeon,
Trevor Simeon. And you know what Sean Payton said about him? He said he's great for the locker room. Is that like a backhanded? Is that like a backhanded compliment? I would want him to say, like, damn, he's got a really good arm, or he has a good eye for his receivers. He said he's great in the locker room. The fuck?
Well, I mean, it's just, it's, hey, it's.
We're not saying that's not important, right?
No, it's important. But damn, I mean, that is not the biggest aspect of a quarterback.
It gives us no personal comfort, but
no, not at all. Not at all. So you're right. Justin Fields is the only quarterback. So nobody.
So you got to say right there. But
what's your projection, D-Dub, for the Bears this season? Me personally, and this one over here to your left, he don't like it. I don't have the Bears winning more than 5 games. I got them 5-12.
I swear to God, I was going to say the same thing.
Even with the second easiest schedule so far in the NFL,
the Bears might have one of the worst rosters in the NFL. Though
they might.
They might. But I mean, he go the flip side of it, man. Like that shit going on up in Green Bay, that's over with.
Oh yeah, that's
done with. That's done with. I was never a Coach Cousins fan, so he don't scare me. Detroit is gonna be Detroit. If the Bears and Ron Poles do this the right way, the Bears will be fine in 2 or 3 years.
Kirk Cousins.
I just thought about that. No, Kirk Cousins did get re-signed.
He got re-signed. He re-signed with the
to Minnesota.
Yeah, he's not going nowhere.
I thought he was gone.
King mediocrity.
That's
super mediocrity.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a lot of cap money, man. 121 million. That's a lot of cap money with your quarterback on his rookie deal. The Bears can get busy if they do it the right way, and that's it. I mean, and at this point, you're gonna have to drive. You're gonna have to draft well. You know what I mean? But I got them at 5-12. But if Justin Fields plays out of his mind, they could probably get to 6, 7, maybe 8 wins. But that's him playing out of his mind. You know what I'm saying? That's just him playing.
They wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, that's just him playing out of his mind. But if everything just go according to plan, 5-12, and I don't think that's a bad thing for the Bears. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Get a top 10 pick for once. We ain't had one of them in a long time.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
You tell the truth, to be honest with you, fucking draft a crapshoot anyway. I don't give a fuck if they did have a top 10 pick. They can still fuck that up. They've been fucking it up. It's a crapshoot any damn way. I don't give a fuck where they draft that. That shit a crapshoot. You can sit up there and have the number 1 pick, and that'd be a fucked up ass person you picked up.
But I think this regime though, is going to be, because they have a history of drafting well out of Kansas City. Like not only did all those guys come from Kansas City, all those guys as a Kansas City came from New England, came from the Patriots. So that's just an extension from New England to Kansas City. Now we're getting an extension in here in Chicago. So like I say, if you do your research on them guys, man, them guys know how to draft. They know how to build. And like who in their right mind would have thought Patrick Mahomes would be what he was today, or what he is today?
True.
What he is.
Nobody.
I
No.
gotta give a little credit to you and your alma mater too, though, D, because y'all BC guys, you, Woody, the Hasselbeck boys, Paul, y'all got a different type of intellect too on this football thing.
Yeah, man. It just, it's like you study it, man. Like you study this stuff. Like, I've been doing this football stuff since I was 6, 7 years old. Like, I mean, you study it. You do your research, on the people who's coming in. You do your research on yourself. And the information is not hard to find, man. You just got to go out there and study it and do it. I mean, we all can sit here and talk sports. We all can sit here, we all can sit here and talk sports. We all can sit here and talk players because we know what we see. We know what we see on the film. You know what I mean? So we can all sit here and talk that. You know what I mean? So it's not hard. So it's just about studying what you're actually looking at, knowing what you're seeing, knowing what you're looking at, knowing route recognition, knowing defensive back recognition, all that other type of stuff, man. And that's how it is, man. And that's what we was taught at Boston College, man. Like we was taught it was more than just a game. Like you actually had to know, like in the receiver room, man. Like it wasn't me just knowing my position. I had to know every other receiver position that was on the play. In addition to that, I had to also know coverages when I was running routes, a recognition of coverages too, while I'm in the midst of my routes. So all that stuff translates into the NFL and all that other good stuff, man. So, but yeah, that's where it is. Yeah.
So real quick before we let you up out of here, we were going to play the Chicago game, but we don't have time now. But we always ask everybody this: your favorite pizza in Chicago?
My favorite pizza in Chicago, man. Are we talking hole? Are we talking hole in the wall joints? Because I want some hole in the wall. I mean,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hey, hole in the wall or not.
The best pizza in Chicago, man, is Phil's Pizza, man.
Phil's?
Where's
that?
That's right there on 35th, right off 35th and Racine.
Really?
Phil's Pizza.
Phil's?
Phil's Pizza.
Phil. I've heard of that. I've heard of that, man. I need to go try that.
Best pizza in Chicago.
I know what you're talking about.
Cheesy sausage?
I don't know about them.
It's not too far from the White Sox Stadium.
Yeah, you know exactly.
Yeah. I need to check that out.
That's why I asked. Like, we talking commercials?
You talking about right there? If you going westbound, you talking about on the left hand side, right?
Yep, left hand side.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like I said, but it depends. It depends. Like if y'all talking hole in the wall or y'all talking commercial. Because if we going commercial, I'd say Beggar's Pizza is probably the best pizza to me, commercial wise. But the best pizza in Chicago,
it's good.
The best pizza,
good, but the
best pizza in Chicago is Phil's Pizza, man. Try it out.
I'm gonna check them out.
And they might sponsor y'all too. They do a lot of sponsorships too, so check them out.
Hey, we need to make a trip over there.
Giving me some Rico beanies.
Matter of fact, Phil's Pizza on JB. Let's make a trip of it.
Well, y'all let me know, man. It's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, Dedrick, we appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Taking the time,
No problem.
All right,
Appreciate y'all.
have a good one.
All
Well,
all right, fam.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good interview right there.
Excellent.
Awesome. I have a massive delay in my in my StreamYard. I wanted to give him that, but it's delayed. It's so delayed. It's so delayed, man. But
you got a lot of windows open?
I do not.
Oh well.
I do not. I'm on a different laptop today. Yeah. So I won't be using this laptop anymore. But yeah, that was a great conversation with Dedrick, man. He's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
Real good dude to know.
Talking just life with that brother, man. Like
yeah. More than just a football coach.
More than just a football coach. But I tell you what, I like him because not only is he down to earth, but he gives us that perspective of, hey, you know what? I've been there. And I can tell you about what's the real.
Right.
And it ain't always what you see on TV.
Right. It sure ain't. Dedrick definitely keeps it 1,000 with us, man. 1,000 all the time. And we appreciate that.
Now, when is the draft coming in? When is the draft
April
up?
28th.
28th.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a Thursday, April 28th.
We should have like a draft party or something.
Well, we don't have a first round pick, so there's really no need.
Yeah. So it's actually it's going to be April 29th.
We can all get together somewhere.
April 29th.
We can all get together somewhere and have some non-alcoholic drinks and watch the draft. You know, non-alcoholic because I'm not drinking.
Look at John like non-alcoholic.
Okay, time out. Pause for the cause. You've stopped drinking permanently?
Not permanently, but for a while.
So you just taking a break. Okay, no, that's good.
Man, I gained like 5 pounds in a week, and it had to be from drinking because it's not like I was eating a whole lot. It had to be from drinking, man. I'm the heaviest I've ever been. So I figured I need to cut that out, man. I need to cut drinking out, at least for a while. Yeah. I'm gonna try to. I'm not making no promises. I'm gonna try to
say one word to you, brother. Moderation. Now, I saw something in the chat that I just have to address. Let me go on back up here. Where'd it go? I believe his name was John Dorn.
Mm-hmm.
Where is John
Dorn? Yes. When he said the Bears need a real quarterback.
Here we go, John Dorn. Yes, he said that the Bears will be in the basement this season. Book it, which I agree. He said Patrick from the Packers that the Bears sign is good. That's Lucas Patrick.
Right, that's the guy that's supposed to play the center.
That's the new center, right? And then he said the Bears gave up 2 firsts and a 4th and a 5th for that garbage can quarterback Justin Fields.
Actually, that's wrong.
Bring John Dorn onto the spot. John Dorn.
What?
If you listen and come back on, what makes Justin Fields this trash quarterback? Because last time I remember Justin Fields, Not only was he the number 2 rated quarterback in all college football, but when money was on the line, he beat the number 1 quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, and whooped his ass handily. Oh, hey, Mom. Showed you some love,
Thank you. I tried. I'm trying. You know, I haven't done this yet, but shit, it's my first time. But I'm trying. But
Yeah, I don't know what he was talking about. That makes you can't even judge him off of last year.
No, that's why I say this is his really his
not.
Year.
I mean, Nagy was so incompetent that Mitchell Trubisky is getting another shot where teams and executives and scouts think that he may not even been a problem. It was Matt
I
Nagy.
can't take it no more.
I don't know what he doing. he might have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, he had to go to the latrine.
Yeah.
So, but we'll finish because you're right. So, see, we was watching and talking a lot, not last year, but the year before, because COVID was going on. We was at home watching a lot of empty football games. Like, dude, is this really Mitch? Because Mitch did have some flashes, especially in fourth quarter when Nagy let the reins off and started doing things to win the game as opposed to things to prove that he's the smartest guy.
Yeah, that went.
Right? So now I have to ask this.
Yes, that was short-lived.
But I hope John Dorn is still with us because I really want to know at what point did we look at Justin Fields' Cleveland game? Cleveland game. Then we can go to the Pittsburgh game, and I saw leaps and bounds of improvement.
Well, that Cleveland game, the game plan wasn't even designed for him. It was so piss poor. And I heard
he was mad about
that. Or something saying that he was completely upset with the game plan that they had going into his first game of the year. Like he was pissed.
Well, if you remember, the game plan was scripted for Dalton. They never changed it because I'll tell you who was the most telling person of all. It was Bill Lazor. And if you all remember, Bill Lazor came out at the end of the preseason and stated, Justin Fields and Andy Dalton, in my opinion, currently are what and what. Meaning that this rookie quarterback that nothing was ever scripted, nothing was ever planned for. There was no reps with the ones. At this point, he's already what and what with Andy Dalton, who's a former Pro Bowl quarterback. But when you're Matt Nagy and you design your offense curl flat around Andy Dalton, of course that doesn't mesh well with what Justin Fields does well, which is more 5-step drop, roll out right, roll out left, intermediate to deeper throws. That's what he does best.
That's funny.
Wait, there was a game plan.
Constantino.
We're not saying that it wasn't. It just wasn't for Justin. That's all.
It wasn't for Justin because if you watch the Bears' routes and you look at the moderate success that Andy Dalton had, safe throws, get the ball out of his hand, drags, comebacks, quick outs, commit. There was nothing real dynamic. Every now and again, a play action, take a shot down the field. It was all very scripted to what he does best. With Justin, you have to speed the game up. You have to shorten your windows because now Justin is not going to hit you in this window. He's a rookie. He ain't going to hit you till you open. You have to plan for that, which means you have to run routes according to what he does best. If you know he's not going to hit Mooney on that 1-2 bam turn, and you know he needs to hit him more comfortably in a wider set, that means you got to drag Mooney all the way across the field or whatever that route you're looking at. Hence, why a lot of his completions to Mooney, if you notice, were on longer, deeper intermediate throws, sideline to sideline.
Well, I don't give a damn who they had back there, goddamn quarterback, but that goddamn game plan, whoever it was going to be dead too. That shit was fucking terrible. First of all, at least Justin can sit up there and move. Andy Dalton is a fucking statue back there. His ass would have been carted off the goddamn field. Hell, Justin was damn near carted off the damn field.
And that's why I
So
say
it doesn't matter what the game plan was. You can't go into a game with a 5-man protection against a damn defensive line like that, knowing that your offensive line is porous.
And never
It's
changed
that damn
it.
fucking simple.
Never changed it. Never adjusted.
Yeah, never changed it at all. Just
So let
shotgun.
me throw this out here. So assuming that Ryan Poles has a plan for the line, let's look at the free agent targets that are available. Does it make sense for a Julio Jones to come to the Bears or an Odell Beckham to come to the Bears? Does it make sense?
See, you're gonna put me in a bad space because when I say one, it's actually gonna sound hypocritical if I don't say the other. So to get a Julio Jones now, it actually does Justin no good because it kind of does what if you remember what AJ Green was supposed to do for Kyler Murray. That doesn't do Justin necessarily any good because how many more years does Julio have with production? But if you do Odell, I like Odell. How you doing, Jesse? But like he said, he's a late addition. But if you have a chance to get an Odell Beckham for the cheap, I got to take a chance. ACL or not. I'd rather have
You think he would be cheap?
He's coming off an injury. He's on another 1 to 2 year deal. He's coming off.
It'll be a 1 or 2 year deal, but shit, that 1 or 2 year deal going shit. It's gonna be some nice damn bread.
You'll get more for him for the insurance money than you will for the actual year to year contract. You're not giving Odell $20 million. You're not.
No. But I mean, even if you was to give him a 1 year deal, 12, 10 million, shit, that's still a lot of goddamn money.
But
especially for a guy coming off an injury.
I'm telling you now.
And with your salary cap situation.
If you did a 2-year deal with Odell coming off his injury, make it incentive based, that's a good money. That's good.
I don't think he'll sign with incentive base.
Well, that's the thing. You're not going to give him the world without giving something back.
Yeah.
But if he's willing to listen to that, absolutely. Because remember, they already hired somebody. They already got another receiver in the Rams right now. They were kicking the tires to say, were they going to bring Jarvis Landry in? That was just last week.
Mm-hmm.
So Odell right now is teamless. Huh?
So where the fuck they getting all this money from? I know they salary cap can't be worth shit. So all the damn players they got.
Keyshawn Johnson said it best. What salary cap? If you got a creative enough numbers guy, you can make it happen.
So check this out. I also read that, sometimes I do read. I read that the Bears or Ryan Poles is actually interested in DeAndre Carter. Remember him?
From Washington?
Yes. He was actually on the Bears.
Wasn't he a Bear like 4 years ago?
Yeah, and he muffed a couple punts. If I do remember,
yeah, right? Yeah.
If I do remember, but there's Ryan Poles with that great value, looking for the great value players, and that's why we're looking at a 5-12 season. But
okay, so but wait, time out. I don't remember him doing anything great. So what are you bringing him into?
He did not do anything.
He like
great.
The fourth wide receiver. Oh, you know why? Because we haven't re-signed Jakeem Grant. Matter of fact, I don't think we're gonna re-sign Jakeem Grant.
He's gone. He already signed with another.
He already signed with somebody.
So maybe they're looking for a punt returner. That's maybe why they're looking at him. But he wasn't that good.
No, he wasn't. But he's a great value player that could fill a hole.
I honestly don't know what the hell Ryan Poles is doing. That's why I said
money, man.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but like I said last week, that The only problem that I have sometimes with people that are GMs and front office people, especially when they were former players, is that sometimes they tend to look for players that were a lot like they were when they were coming up and trying to crack into the league. And therefore now you be looking, you got a team full of, guys that should be, like I told JB, out there playing fucking flag football and shit. But instead now they're on NFL rosters making 6 to 7 figures. You know what I'm saying? So, and I get the whole saving the money thing, and that's cool. But you also want to sit up there. Your team's got to be attractive to guys. You sitting up here talking about spending money later on down the line, yeah, but your team got to be attractive. You got to sit up there. I mean, cause shit, guys ain't just gonna sit up there like, that's like somebody sitting up there saying, okay, yeah, I'm going to Jacksonville. Yeah, Jacksonville, real fucking attractive. Yeah, they got a lot of money. Like Jacksonville been having a lot of money. But I don't see them signing shit. They ain't got a shitload of motherfuckers over there that's free agents that were big time free agents, and they got a shitload of money. As far as salary cap wise, that's available. They ain't been signing nobody.
So I'll say this. I mentioned it before last week. That was 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry. I think personally, the Bears are not attractive right now because it's so much new personnel internally. Coaching staff, management. Players got to feel comfortable, right? You have a certain aura around you coming off of the Nagy regime. And it's like, yeah, do I really want to go with these guys? They just coming off of being like mediocre, subpar. Now they got a new guy that's never been a GM before. They got a new guy that's never been a head coach before. They got a new guy that's never been an offensive coordinator before. They got a new, it's new. First year, second year. Some of that is very unattractive to top-notch talent. Call it what it is. Now, if you get some guys that are like top-notch talent, but they've regressed and still haven't signed, that's where you get into that third tier of free agency where it's like, now, that guy that wanted $10 million, man, okay, well, I'll take 6, 5, give me a bonus if I get 100 tackles. Now you get that guy. But you're not getting them because they want to be a Bear. You're getting them because they want some damn money.
Yeah, but I mean, what makes you think if they get that money, like they gonna really perform like shit? We ain't going no fucking where.
Well,
because I'm gonna go out here and get all busted up for shit.
You know
These
why?
motherfuckers gonna be at the bottom of the fucking barrel.
They would actually be auditioning for their next contract or their next contract on another team.
Shit, now if they that goddamn old, now if they're Julio, shit. If I was a Julio, shit, I only got probably about 1 year, probably less, before I fucking retire and go to the Hall of Fame.
If you get Julio right now, you're trying to catch lightning in the bottle. That's all you got. And this year, getting Julio does not help the Bears because they won't be in a position to use that lightning to get to the playoffs, to get to the NFC Championship. Hell, nobody thinks they're going to the Super Bowl next year.
Shit, if you get Julio, you ain't getting lightning in a bottle. You getting a fucking lightning bug in a bottle. That's what the fuck you gonna get. You ain't getting no damn lightning in a bottle. Julio's about done. He's over with, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the draw to get Julio Jones now is for the fans to say, oh, man, we got Julio Jones.
Shit, not no real NFL fans, sports fans, Bears fans gonna say we got Julio. Shit, maybe we had Julio from 8 years ago.
You know why?
This motherfucker Julio.
See, you're not thinking, young brother. Julio gonna sell jerseys.
No, the fuck he ain't.
Julio Jones gonna sell jerseys.
What you gonna do? Rep your Tyler and that shit? Ain't nobody buying no damn Julio Jones jersey.
A lot of these people will run out and go buy Julio Jones jersey just because he's Julio Jones, not because he's good anymore.
But I guarantee you, Julio Jones kind of fucking Chicago. Motherfuckers ain't buying his jersey. Yeah, you gonna see somebody buy it. You gonna see some people buy it, babe. He's not gonna have more jersey sales than fucking Roquan. He's not gonna have more jersey sales than
Nobody
fucking
said more. See, you missing
than Justin Fields. I mean, yeah, then we'll go out and buy a Julio jersey. Oh, let me go buy a Julio Jones Bears jersey that's only gonna be for 1 year.
What did I say earlier? You get a Julio Jones for the same reason the Cardinals got AJ Green. It's a name. You hoping to catch some of that old magic. That's it. That's it. Exactly. He does nothing for the Bears long term. Nothing.
You ain't getting shit from him.
That's why I said, if you grabbed a guy like him, that's a PR move. That's a management move. It has nothing to do with the development of Justin Fields.
It ain't gonna bring no asses to the seats.
But don't you think it would be the same with Odell Beckham? He's like porcelain glass.
Because let me tell you the reason why no. Because Odell Beckham, for one, he's younger. For two, after what he just did those last 6 games with the Rams in the Super Bowl, there's gonna be somebody that says there's value still there. Productive value still there with Odell Beckham.
He is coming off a second ACL injury. That's the only thing that concerns me with him.
That is concerning. That's why I said he's not going to get the money he thought. He's going to get money that's incentive-based and a proven deal, which is fine. Okay, so you know what? Bullets, you're right. But now we're talking about returning into the Green Bay Colts. The Chicago Bears are turning into the Green Bay Colts. And I don't want too many
Green Bay Colts?
So the guy that Bullet's talking about actually plays for Indy. So what I'm saying is, some of those old coaches, what they do is they fall into the fallacy of, give me the guys that I used to do XYZ with, right? So we got Getsy, we got
Eberflus. Okay, so now we're bringing in players from both teams.
Getting in Packers. Now we're turning into the Chicago Green Bay Colts. I don't want that.
The Green Bay Colts. that was clever. The Green Bay Colts.
It's fun. It's like Jesse said. Jesse said basically all this is going to depend on Justin Fields' development, and hopefully he develops into the quarterback that we hope that we can get. I hope that we don't try to take too long. And as far as with this whole rebuild and this plan, because we only got them for what? Maybe 4 years before you got to really sit up there and throw some money at them, which is that's 3 now counting, because this would be his 2nd year. So you basically got.
Well, you count contractual year, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I think he's here for 5, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So, but you want to get something done before year 5, because that's when he'll become an unrestricted free agent.
Thank you, Bullets. He will, but remember, so like Dedrick said, the way the NFL is structured now, you want to win with that quarterback year 1 through 5. Obviously, not many win year 1. I've only known 1 to win year 2. Mahomes, right? And then he won year 3. He won year 3 because
did Russell win in year 2 or year 3?
No, because remember, year 1, Mahomes didn't play. He played 1 game. Year 2 is when he threw the 50 touchdowns in the 5.
No, I'm talking about Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson was a 3rd round pick. He had a 4-year deal. He didn't have a 5-year contract.
No, I'm talking about what year they won with him.
His 2nd.
Yeah, 2nd year. Yeah.
His 2nd year. And matter of fact, he went to back-to-back Super Bowls, remember? Yeah, year 2. He went to back-to-back Super Bowls. His 3rd year was the year that they didn't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. And Marshawn Lynch.
I remember that. I remember that.
Right. So what I'm saying is you're trying to catch that window before you got to start giving this guy $40 million. But for Justin Fields, this year technically will be the first year of his career because things will actually be scripted for him. He'll actually be taking reps with the number 1s full time. Hell, he actually has a coach, Lou Getsy, that's going to spend time with him. That was a big issue last year.
Yeah, and I get it. I'm just, like I said, I'm just still a little worried that we may not have the time that we think that we're gonna have with him, because basically you would have liked to start this shit off last year. You already gone and lost a year in this shit now. So that's what's making me worried, because it's like basically like this. Okay, you're gonna have this year. This year, everybody said we ain't gonna be shit. All right. So then you got next year. You hoping next year that you get better. So that's his third year. Then his fourth year. So what you saying about a fourth year, you want to be competing for a title? That only gives you that 1 year, because you're hoping to sit up there and re-sign him that fourth year, or get him an extension that fourth year. Because shit, if you try to fuck around and do it that fifth year.
Well, the extension the fourth year will cost you less in the long run, because you're just adding an extension to the contract.
Exactly.
But now you're getting into who your agent is, who you're associated with, what the market dictates at that point.
No, I'm not trying to dictate to that. I just want to see, like,
no, but that will dictate
when your team will actually be able to sit up there and actually compete while he's still on that damn rookie deal.
So Justin Fields, year 3, year 4 is where you're really looking at right now. Think of this too. Think of this too. Year 3, right? We got all this bread, all this money.
Which is next year.
Next year. We got all this money. So now we surrounded him with some of the best of the best of the best. Let's say we make the playoffs. Let's say we go 11-6 and we make the playoffs. Let's say we get to the second round. Now it's we on our way. We rolling. Who's out? Who's probably getting ready to get out the league, or at least off our division at that time?
I mean, I know you're thinking about Rodgers or whatnot, but it's still even when you talking about doing that, like, even I don't even think in year 3 they're gonna be able to, if they fully blowing this shit up, I don't think they're gonna really be able to compete. They may compete for a playoff, maybe in year 3, because even though you got all that money, just because you got money and you can sign players doesn't mean everything's gonna gel.
It doesn't. But remember, you have the luxury for the first time in a long time, 2023, you get money and picks. We haven't had both in I couldn't tell you how long. Since probably Phil Emery. Real talk. Since probably Phil Emery.
Man, yeah, you have money and picks, but it's not something that's going to be built overnight.
Money and picks, I want to say that draft pick was Shea McClellan.
Because I mean, I look at it like this. This year's draft, you know what I'm saying, as far as and its free agency, you really ain't really getting shit for real. I mean, to be honest with you. You really looking forward to next year, where, like you sit up there and said, you will have your first round pick and you will have a shitload of money. So then that's still going to be like, to me, that's still going to be like another development year. That's why I said, if they really wanted to do this shit, I was hoping that they would do that shit this year. I mean, the year that just passed, because now you just lost a year on.
But Chris, you can have development in losses. If you go 5-12, or I'll even do better for you. You said 8 wins, right?
Nah, I ain't say 8 wins. I don't know what the fuck they gonna do.
So I thought I saw, or maybe I read.
Nah, somebody in the comment section said 8 wins. Me, I didn't say 8 wins. I don't know what the fuck they gonna do.
Let's split the difference. Let's say they go 6-11. That's fair for the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Of those 6-11 games that they played, let's say maybe they lost 4 or 5 games by less than a field goal. That's the development I'm talking about, where you're adding the development of Justin Fields. You're adding the development of your coaching. Remember, it ain't just about how Fields plays. It's about how Fields is coached. That's a big component. This is Fields' rookie year all over again, but this is Getsy's rookie year. This is Eberflus' rookie year. This is Williams. This is technically his second time, but the last time he was a D coordinator, the Vikings were ranked 30th. So, like, a lot of this is the first time for these guys doing this again. So the learning curve it's going to be like, man, if we get a 65, that's like getting an A. Because we probably should have got a 45. That's what this year is going to be. So
that's what you praying that this year is going to be.
That's what I said. You have to look at the development and the production and the progress in the losses.
I don't know. I thought if they were going to do all this shit, they should have did this shit last year. Because now they're going to be fucked because you just basically canceled a year on the kid.
I agree. But they're looking, I told you, they're looking year 3, 4, 5. They're not looking next year.
Nagy certainly wasted Justin Fields' rookie year. That's for sure.
Well, I'm gonna blame Pace more than I blame Nagy, and I'll tell you why.
I would,
because Pace had the opportunity to get rid of Nagy before this even happened.
Oh well, we know he wasn't doing that.
Because if he would have did that, he would have basically canceled himself out as well. Shit, he might as well pack this shit with him.
You know why? Because I can say this: Nagy, you the head coach.
Nah,
Blazer,
the fucking McCaskies, that's who I blame. They had a chance to get rid of both them some bitches and they didn't. George ass ain't make the move. Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go? He stayed, George. That's what the fuck he did.
So Bullets is pointing out that currently 2 teams, Houston and the Bears, will have over $100 million in cap space next season. So hopefully,
as of right now,
hopefully maybe next season or the season after that, we'll see above 500. But we all know this is developmental season, so we're not gonna see over 500. So that's why you said 5-12 and Foulmouth. I don't know what you said, but it's got to be something under 500.
I couldn't say shit because I really don't fucking know shit. My ass over here just stuck. I don't know what the hell we gonna do.
The motto of the show: we don't know shit, so none of us know. But we're just
that's a
taking
bad
guesses.
feeling, ain't it? See, that's a bad feeling.
Guesses. We don't fucking know.
Because now what I just heard you say is
the thing is I'm nervous because right now, you know, they got somebody put out that the Bears had the second easiest fucking schedule in the whole entire NFL. So what we think may be 6 can end up being 9. What we think could be 6 can end up being 3. Who knows? I mean, I'll put it to you like this. If we got the second easiest schedule in the NFL and we only win 3 fucking games, I'm going to throw the fuck up.
So go back to what Dedrick said. Go back to what Dedrick said. We may have the second easiest schedule, but we might have the second worst roster.
I don't know about the second worst roster, goddammit. That's a bad roster to have.
On that note, I think we should go ahead and kick off our shout-outs. Foulmouth, on you,
Damn,
bro.
I went first last week. JB, you go.
You're on the bottom screen. You got to go first.
Fuck that.
You're the rookie on the team.
See, you should have switched our ass any fucking way. Shout-outs. I want to shout out to everybody that came into the comment section. Let us know exactly what it is you thought. Ask good questions. We try to answer as many as we could. Shout out to our special guest, Double D, Dedrick. Gave us great insight, you know, from being a Chi-Town kid at Simeon to taking it and transitioning to college at Boston College to the NFL with the Tennessee. I don't know if they were the Titans back then or wherever they were, or in the Rams, the St. Louis Rams. So I'm glad that we had him on, gave us great insight. Also, shout out to our family members that's in here. Also, remember to like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. We really appreciate that. You know, if you like this video that we gave today, like it. Please share it with your friends. We love you. Keep coming back. Shout out to the people that's usually in the chat. My man Frank, Bullets over there. I guess Bullets out there in the West Coast, right?
He is.
Fucking probably out there surfing on a goddamn beach somewhere, fucking 70-degree weather, feet all up and shit. While we out in the fucking cold. Yeah, Bullets, I'm talking about you. Also, shout out to the kiddies. Yes, the kiddies. That should have their ass in bed. And if you don't, your phone is mine. Shout out to John's mom. Shout out to my mom. I don't know if she was watching or not tonight. I don't know. I never know what she's doing. And shout out to you guys, T. Nick, JB. You know, I always love coming on here, having friendly banter and agreeing and mostly disagreeing. Drama does make the views go up. And yeah, I am done. Oh, shout out to I got a cousin that has a birthday today, and I think a friend too. I can't remember him on Facebook, but I'm giving birthday shout outs as well. So that's it for me.
So first and foremost, shout out to Dedrick, man. What an insightful guest. He makes us feel like we have that in touch, that we resonate with him. Coming from Chicago, going to prestigious University of Boston College, getting to the league, making everybody know, hey, hard work, perseverance, that dream can come true. That dream can definitely come true. Bullets, you silly. We got to talk about some Zima. We got to talk about some Zima. So I got to give a special shout out. Now, you guys, bear with me on this. Shout out to my mother, as always, right? But my mom has about 12 of her former coworkers watching tonight. So they tuned in. Some of you all I haven't seen since I was probably knee-high to my mama. Thank you all for coming on. Thank you for supporting. I apologize if the drinks and the language was a little offensive. We don't mean any harm. We're respectable young men. We just like talking sports, and we're very passionate about what we talk about. But thank y'all for tuning in, and please like, subscribe. We love all our viewers. Thank you. Mom, you're my number one fan. Love you always. Shout out to moms. Shout out to my man Bullets. Always got to talk. Shout out to John Santino checking in. My man Frank Marshall as always. Shout out to, although we ain't vibing right now, shout out John Dorn. That's a new name. We appreciate seeing you in the chat, my brother. I still don't know why you think Justin Fields is like dumpster water. But, you know, stick around, brother. We'll talk. Jesse Cottrell checking in, a new person. Thank you. Skylark99. Thank you, brother, for checking in. We appreciate all the new love. We need this. We do this for you all. We have insightful guests. Stay with us. Keep moving. Keep growing. Keep loving. And bear down. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't like Jesse ass either because he going to Vegas too tomorrow.
All right. Well, I guess I'm bringing up the rear. Pause.
They don't know what that means.
Okay. But yeah, the first shout out definitely goes to Dedrick, man. Dedrick was a great guest. That's our guy. That is our guy, man. And he's a great guy. You know, he's a well-rounded guy, well-spoken. He actually cares about people. And that's one of his biggest assets. And, you know, we love him. So he took the time to come on here and drop a few gems. And, you know, he's got a family at the crib, but he gave us some time. So we definitely appreciate it. So shout out to him. Shout out to you guys, Foulmouth, JB. Man, I mean, what can I don't even know what to say about you guys, man. I mean, it wouldn't even be no show without y'all too. So definitely shout out to y'all, man. Definitely shout out. And everybody in the chat, I don't remember every single name. I'll try to remember some of the names, Of course, my guy Bullets, Jesse Cottrell, John Dorn, as JB was saying, new name. Yeah, I'm not feeling you on what you were saying and everything, especially about Justin Fields being garbage. Yeah, you get one of these. Yeah, you get one of those, dog. Okay. And I can't forget Mom. Miss Sandra, we sure appreciate you. I think she's been in the chat almost every single show.
Since day one.
Man, the most faithful watcher is my man's mom. My man's mom is our most faithful watcher. Miss Sandra, we sure appreciate you. So a big shout out to you. Skylark 99 was I've not seen that name before. Shout out to you, man. All right, I see you in there shining. Okay, appreciate you. And I'm sure I forgot some names, but we appreciate y'all as well for getting in the chat. And even the people that did not say anything in the chat. You are officially a lurker, but that's okay. That's okay. If you don't want to say anything, you don't have to say anything. As long as you watching, that's what we care about. So we appreciate y'all too, man. And I gotta shout out my guy Emilio. He started Plunked on Sunday.
Sunday.
And Kristen Petit, the lovely Kristen Petit. So make sure you watch Plunked on Sunday. It's a baseball podcast. 2 teams, 1 city. 2 teams, of course, the White Sox and the Cubs. And we expect some good things from the White Sox. I don't know too much about the Cubs, though. I don't know if they're gonna do too well this season, but
they're gonna be in the shit here.
But make sure you watch Plunk, and Emilio and Kristen will break everything down for you this season. And they just had Ozzie Guillen Jr. on Sunday. So if you did miss that, go ahead and watch on YouTube. Catch up.
It was phenomenal.
There you go. You heard it from JB. And if you say it was phenomenal, it was phenomenal. So go ahead and check that out. It's on our YouTube, Chicago Clubhouse Network. And while you over there, you might as well like and subscribe too. Okay? All right. Also, I want to shout out the show that we have on Mondays, the CJ Scott podcast with Coach and G Walker, I believe. Mm-hmm. Make sure you check that out. They talk about the Bears too. But the coach kind of breaks it down a little more than we do. This is kind of a barbershop talk kind of thing that we have going on. And CJ Scott on their podcast, they kind of break it down a little bit. So they talk about the Bears and the Bulls. So make sure you check that out on Monday. On Wednesday, we have the She Said What She Said podcast. So that's pretty much about women doing great things in sports and beyond. So they talk about politics. They talk about entrepreneurship. They also talk about mental health. Mental health is big. That's important right now. Coming off this COVID, man, a lot of people are going through it. I was one. I was going through it. But yeah, that's a whole nother podcast. But yeah, make sure you check them out on Wednesdays. She's away tomorrow, so there will be no podcast tomorrow. Okay. But make sure that you come back the following week because I believe I forgot who's gonna be on, but she always has great guests. Like we do. And make sure you check us out on Tuesdays. because we always have some great, insightful guests too. Usually it's ex-Bears. Sometimes we step out of our box and talk to people like Dedrick or Warren Sapp, who we talk to, or just people who haven't necessarily played with the Bears, but they were still in NFL. They lived what we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So check out all those episodes, all those past episodes when you get a chance. It's all on our YouTube page. Go to Chicago Clubhouse, and it's all right there. Okay. What am I missing? Am I missing anything?
You are. Shout out to
Morris. How could I forget? And yeah, I broke my little drinking rule. I broke it. I broke out the Morris Porter. This is the Porter. This is 8.2 ABV. So I'm gonna be tipsy going to bed. But shout out to Morris, man. They're making big strides, really big strides, and it's really good beer. And I'm not just saying that.
It's excellent.
So yeah. So
and shout out to
Tilly's Taco Tuesday. Another Tuesday, I ain't gonna make it. But they have some good tacos out there, man. So if you out near Calumet City, run over there now. Get you some of them tacos. I ain't gonna make it because I'm out of the way on the north side on Diversity. They'll be closing by the time I get out there.
It's a long drive.
Man, that's a long ass drive. I need a picnic basket if I'm making that drive, man. But
remember,
I did.
When you go to Tilly's, mention the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
Yeah, mention the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Get you a discount on whatever it is. You get you a discount. Try again tomorrow. I will. I will. I promise. I'm gonna try again tomorrow, but it just didn't work out today. Just didn't work out. But I did want to shout out Bearlissimo, our guy Bearlissimo, man, from Twitter. He gave us a big shout out on Twitter. He gave the Clubhouse a big shout out. He was talking about some of the best podcasts to watch. And he mentioned us in that comment. So Bearlissimo, man, bro, that was big. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to you, brother.
Appreciate Bearlissimo.
That was big, Bearlissimo. And also on Twitter, that was another cat. I forgot his name. It was like Yusef Yakub or something. But he also gave us a shout out on Twitter. So I wanted to recognize him too. But yeah, I mean, it's a good show, man. So if you all are a first timer, if anybody is a first timer, make sure you're a second time and a third time and a fourth time. Make sure you like and subscribe. You can also join our Facebook group, Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. And I think that is it for me. So, for my man, Foul Mousey, and my guy, the stat man, who knows every single stat from the 80s and 90s, basketball and football. I am T. Nick, your point guard, quarterback. We out! This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
Oh, my goddamn back hurt. What's going on, baby? It's on here talking. Oh, Lord. My back.
Still live.